Hey everyone, welcome back. We got a break in the weather system today, so I'll be working and doing some slabbing today of this beautiful black walnut that I have sitting right here behind me. We already got the top cut off, got ready for the main slabs to be happening. I'll have to readjust my my Alaskan wood mill to get it to the right thickness that I want and get ready for slabbing. I got my area here set up where I'm gonna be setting these slabs up for drying, and we'll have them sitting here probably for good 3 years or so, 2-3 years at least covered. That's where the log is at. I'm thinking of doing around maybe 3 inches, 3+ inches in the thickness of it. So I'll get my mill out, set everything up, and off we're gonna go. Okay, so we got everything set up here. Just want to show you my setup here. And basically what I got is a 80-inch, which is a little bit overkill for what I'm doing, but the start over here on the stump is much wider, so I want to kind of preserve and cut as wide as I can. Basically we're looking at 63 inches or 64 inches right here, so I'm doing a 3.5 inch thick cut. That will give me a pretty decent finish. I like to have a thicker slab when I'm done, and you can see that on this end, the widest it's gonna get, it's only gonna be 34 inches, so it's gonna narrow out pretty fast, but I'm gonna keep the length as much as I can. That way you can always cut it down, but you can do some nice tables if you need, like conference room tables, which will be a book match table or something like that. So we'll get everything set up and get this cut going. All right, as you saw, our first piece of slab has been cut out of this ginormous log, and look how much sawdust it creates. So the interesting thing that I saw kind of with experience on these slab cutting is that when you just cut into it, the part that's not as exposed to the air, it's kind of like a lightish brown, but once it stays like even overnight, it really turns that red color. So you can see the edge where it was exposed before, more exposure, it started drying, and it just, even the sawdust, it will turn all brown and black, reddish color, just like the walnut is supposed to be. But this is definitely a beauty. The other thing I want to mention is, you probably saw when I was slabbing right at this narrow part, I had to pull out the saw further out with my helper. Hey, can you bring the other big broom, the green one? I had to pull it out in order to have a more equal distribution of weight, because what was happening is the other edge of the saw was so heavy that it was starting to raise and starting to cut at an angle, and that problem will be eliminated as I go down and my slabs become wider, so I shouldn't have that problem. But this was actually the widest I can cut. I had to trim this little piece off just a bit because my blade would not go past it, so I'll probably have to cut this side off a little bit on this side, and as well this on this side. But anyways, this is kind of the process. Now I got to figure out how to get this big boy over here without any equipment. So It's gonna be a fun one. What are you doing, buddy?
We're gonna sawdust house.
Sawdust house? Where are you building a sawdust house? Right there?
Forest.
Huh?
In the forest.
In the forest? All right. Okay, you can do that. Yeah, definitely a lot of sawdust from it. So that was another interesting part, is that it was kind of difficult for the saw to start cutting right here in the beginning. Probably first a foot, it was maxing out on the width of it, and this is the first time I have seen I've had this saw actually kind of go through a difficult stage. And this is an MS 880 Magnum with an 80-inch bar on it, so I got about 64 inches of cut on it. But yeah, it's been doing a great job. I've slabbed this log, which I still have probably another piece that I need to cut out of it, but there's a nail in it, and there's actually I think 5 nails in it, and these are the slabs from it, 3.5 inches wide as well. It'll be some nice slabs in a few years. They've been sitting here for a year drying already. I've added a couple more pieces on here, so I'll be covering that with some metal on it. Anyways, now time to clean it and expose the beauty of it.